And Jay said no. But hey, look at this pick. This is something that Jay actually blessed us with. And I don't see any Jimmy G jerseys for sale up there. So they're selling off the rack. Why don't you tell us about what you saw down there, Jay? Is Jimmy G still the guy, or is it time to flip the cards to Trey Lance?
Jimmy G is the guy. I went out there. I was in San Francisco. I went to 3 different lids. Two of them were like mega stores. Like, they were crazy. One was smaller. But the guy told me at the small one, they're all sold out all over the city. Like, you're not going to find a Jimmy G jersey. They're sold out. I went to the other one, sold out. I went to the third one, sold out. I asked the manager. I was like, oh, how can I get a Jimmy G jersey? And he's like, we get shipments in on Tuesday, but by Wednesday, they're sold out. It's been that way since week 3 of the season. That's what he told me. So Jimmy G seems to be that guy. Like, Jimmy G, to me, I think he's that guy. I mean, the Rams defense, they're the men. Those are the men. Like, those are those guys. Trevon Howard ended Jimmy G's season with that pick. Aaron Donald getting pressure. Von Miller getting pressure. But as far as quarterbacks go, I think Jimmy G needs to get some respect. He beat Tom Brady. I mean, no, he beat Aaron Rodgers. He beat Dak Prescott. And people talk about them like they're so great. Give Jimmy G some respect. He just beat both of them in the playoffs.
Yeah, that's. I mean, I'll say this and then I'll let Vib take it. And we got a special guest in here, Alex Robson. What's up? We're gonna get into something later in the show for you, Robson.
Bro, he's getting He got kidnapped by San Francisco. He goes up to San Francisco and is like, "Bro, Jimmy G is the best thing that happened to Earth." San Francisco fans holding him hostage. They're holding him at gunpoint.
What I'll say about Jimmy G is you do make a good point about those wins, Jay. But overall, I think that San Francisco offense is being held captive. Like, they can be doing so much more with Trey Lance. I mean, he went to North Dakota State University, which I'm not crazy about, and I know that's where Carson Wentz went. No pun intended. But I just really don't like that school. I mean, I think if you're playing in the NFL, it's really hard for me to look at a lot of these smaller school QBs and go, oh, okay, this guy's going to make it in the NFL. In my mind, if you want to be an NFL QB nowadays, I feel like you need to go to these bigger schools. I'm not saying all QBs because Alabama is not a good example. I mean, even though they have 3 starting QBs in the NFL with Mac Jones, Tua, and Jalen. But my point is, like, I feel like starting QBs that stick, go to bigger schools like LSU, like Alabama, like Clemson, not schools like North Dakota State University. But Carson Wentz, I think, is going to get another shot. Can Trey Lance do it? I think the one thing I like about Trey Lance is he's a sheer raw athletic ability. I think, like, his ceiling is so much higher than Jimmy Garoppolo's floor. Jimmy Garoppolo's floor is just, it's bad. It's what it was this past week. I think he was 1 for 6, a pick and like 6 yards on the final 2 drives. That's despicable, but I'm with Lance. What do you think, Vib?
I'm with Lance as well, and you took the words right out of my mouth. By the way, I just want to say that I got an update for Twitter, and that 49ers defensive coordinator DeMeco Ryans declined an interview with the Vikings. Therefore, we are down to 2 head coaching candidates.
Wow.
2 head coaching
candidates.
And both of them will be ex-Rams coordinators. So,
hey, let's get it. Rams
which ex-Rams coordinator are the Vikings going to hire as their head coach? I want O'Connell, but I like Raheem Morris too, so I wouldn't be mad if we hired Raheem Morris.
Hey, Sargent's in the chat. Shout out to my guy Sargent. He'll tell you Morris is not that guy for you. He'll tell you Morris frustrates him and me. And I will say this, talking about the defensive coordinator Morris and the defense in general, just to talk about my guy Jimmy G and how I told you the city has shirts of him, just of him, his face on the shirt, selling for $25. But what I want to say about Jimmy G really quick to kind of talk on both of your guys' points a little bit is that Trey Lance, all right, Jimmy G just beat Aaron Rodgers in Lambeau Field. At Lambeau, he just beat Aaron Rodgers. He beat Dak Prescott in Dallas. No, but I want to say Trey Lance, like you said, is playing against these small schools that he was tearing up in college. It took the greatest defense that I've ever personally witnessed in the Rams defense. The only defense I put even close to them is the Seahawks defense that won the Super Bowl with that Rams defense. You have Aaron Donald, you have Von Miller, you have Leonard Floyd, you have those DBs, Jalen Ramsey, you have Nick Scott out there laying the wood. You have so many stars on defense. It took that to beat Jimmy G. Just like, that's what we got to think about. It took that, and Jimmy G still had a good game. So I'm with you. I respect y'all opinions with Lance. I think Jimmy G should be that guy because Lance is going to get torn up. If Lance has to ever go against the Rams, which he does twice a year in San Francisco, he's going to get torn up. Aaron Donald's going to be feasting. No sacks again. No sacks in 3 games for Aaron Donald's going to turn into like 10 sacks because Aaron Donald's that guy.
I'll say this too. I think you made a good point. Like the point right now is that Jimmy G, they used him in the playoffs where I think Lance would have gotten torn up in the playoffs. I think Jimmy G's your better option in the playoffs, at least right now. I think going into next season, you need to let Lance start developing. Because
let Lance develop. I think that he's had a good year. He learned behind Jimmy. He learned behind Jimmy G, so he should at least know some things.
Yeah.
I don't know. Let Niners Nation, Niners gang, whatever. Y'all get ready to be last place in the NFC West for the next 8 years if you want to have Lance as your franchise quarterback. That's all I'll say.
Hard disagree.
It's gonna
Rams
be
are owning that division, Viv.